He stood at the checkout line, hands shaking, counting out crumpled bills and coins. The store was quiet, yet somehow every sound felt loud around him. His little daughter rested her head on his shoulder, too tired to cry anymore. "Please, just enough for the small pack," he whispered to himself. And then, from behind him, a calm voice said, "I'll take them all." On the outskirts of Chicago lived Eli Turner, a young single father in his early 30s. Life hadn't been kind lately. A factory layoff, bills piling up, a landlord who had already warned him twice, and a daughter, little Maya, barely 2 years old, who didn't understand any of it. She only understood hunger, tiredness, and warmth when her father held her. Every morning, Eli woke up before sunrise. He'd warm yesterday's leftovers, pack Maya into her stroller, and walk the long stretch to job interviews that often ended with the same line, "Sorry, we'll call you back." But they never did. Still, Eli pushed on, holding on to the belief his late mother always repeated, "God gives you strength one day at a time." On this day, this long, cold Tuesday, he had exactly 6.47 left. Just enough, he hoped, to buy diapers. But Maya had been sick, and the small pack they usually stretched for a week was already gone. He knew he needed the larger one, but that wasn't even an option. He could either buy diapers or bus fare for tomorrow's interview. He chose diapers, because a father doesn't think twice. When it comes to his child's needs, the supermarket felt warmer than outside, but there was no warmth inside Eli's heart. He carried the small pack of diapers and a jar of baby food, just one jar, toward the checkout. He rehearsed what he would say if the total was too high. "Can you remove the food? Maybe the smaller size?"
"Sorry, I don't have enough."
As he placed the items on the counter, the cashier, a young woman barely older than him, gave a polite, tired smile. She scanned the diapers and the jar. The total blinked on the screen. Eli swallowed. He was short by 92 cents. He let out a slow breath. "Okay, I'm sorry," he said softly. "Can you remove the baby food?" The cashier hesitated. Her eyes softened, but she did what he asked. New total. He reached into his pocket, hands trembling, placing each crumpled bill down carefully, as if the way he placed them could change the amount. Behind him, a few people waited. A couple whispered about being late. Someone sighed loudly. Eli heard all of it. Maya shifted in his arms, fussing quietly. He kissed the top of her head, whispering, "It's okay, baby. Daddy's almost done." Then he noticed something heartbreaking. There were only 4 diapers inside the tiny pack. 4 diapers, 4 changes. And the week had barely started. He felt the weight of failure tightening in his chest. He tried to hide it, but a single tear escaped. The cashier pretended not to see. Most people pretended not to see, except one. Standing right behind him was a woman in a dark gray coat, her hair tied neatly back, her posture calm, steady, almost elegant. Her name was Charlotte Hayes, the CEO of a large logistics company in downtown Chicago. But to Eli, she was just another stranger in line. Charlotte had been watching quietly, not judging, just observing the way a father held on to his little girl, the way he counted coins, the way he whispered apologies no one should have to whisper. She saw something she recognized, something she knew deeply: loneliness. As the cashier handed Eli the small pack, the moment froze. Charlotte stepped forward gently and spoke in a warm, steady voice. "I'll take them all." The line stopped. The cashier blinked. Eli slowly turned, unsure if she was talking to him. "I'm sorry?" he asked, confused. Charlotte smiled softly. "I said, I'll take them all. The bigger pack, the baby food, whatever he needs. And please add a few extras. Children go through these fast." The cashier looked between them. "Ma'am, you mean you want to pay for his things?" "Yes," Charlotte nodded. "All of it." Eli's lips parted, but no sound came out. His eyes glistened. He shook his head. "No, you don't have to do that. Please, I can't let you." She placed a hand over her heart, not touching him, just expressing sincerity. "You're not letting me do anything," she said gently. "Sometimes we simply help because we can. And today, I can." Maya lifted her head and looked at the woman curiously, a small hand reaching toward her. Charlotte smiled and wiggled her fingers lightly at the child. You have a beautiful daughter, she said. Eli blinked back tears. She's my whole world, he whispered. Charlotte nodded. I can see that. The cashier scanned a large pack of diapers, 3 jars of baby food wipes, and even a small plush toy Charlotte had quickly pulled from the aisle beside her. When the total came up, Charlotte didn't even look. She simply handed over her card. Eli swallowed hard. Why would you do this for us? You don't even know me. Charlotte exhaled slowly, a breath that carried memories. My father was a single dad, she said. And when I was little, there was a woman at a grocery store who once did the same for us. I never forgot her kindness. And I promised myself, if I was ever in her position, I would pass it on. Eli couldn't hold back anymore. Tears slipped down freely now. He nodded slowly, overwhelmed. Thank you. Thank you so much. Charlotte smiled softly. You're welcome. You're doing your best. That matters more than you know. They walked out of the store together. Charlotte held the shopping bag while Eli adjusted Maya's blanket. Before they parted ways, she asked, Do you have work right now? He sighed, looking. I have an interview tomorrow. I don't even know if I can get there on time. The buses have been unpredictable. She thought for a moment. Tell you what, she said kindly, if you don't mind. I know a place hiring. Entry-level flexible hours. Nothing fancy but honest work. My company. Eli's eyes widened. I don't know what to say. Just show up, she said with a smile. That's enough. She gave him a small card with her assistant's number. Call tomorrow. I'll let them know to expect you. Eli held the card as if it were something fragile. He whispered, God bless you. Charlotte breathed out gently. He already has. He brought you and your daughter into my path today. They exchanged a final warm nod and went their separate ways. A week later, Eli stood in a new warehouse job, tired, learning but deeply grateful. Maya was healthier. The rent was paid. And every day, Eli whispered a prayer for the stranger who stepped in when he had nothing left. As for Charlotte, she kept the old promise she once made as a little girl. And in doing so, she changed the course of someone else's life. Sometimes miracles don't come from the sky. Sometimes they stand right behind you in a grocery store line. Sometimes the smallest act of kindness can change someone's world. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who still believes in goodness.